What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Man, oh man, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are also subscribed to the channel. Make sure you follow me on all the socials right there at the bottom at DeShields on X. And also you can look up Chalk It Up Sports on Instagram as well. That's also my handle for Instagram. So listen, look me up on Instagram at DeShields and look me up on Instagram as well at ChalkItUp_sports. The content is there. The content is available. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys check out the content also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. My goal is to always make sure this content can be accessed quick, ready, and in a hurry. I don't care what you're doing. If you're in the gym, if you're on the road, if you're in the kitchen, if you're at the park with the kids, whatever you're doing, put one earbud in, one earbud out, plug me up to the Bluetooth, do whatever you got to do to get your Eagles fixed because you know we getting it popping on this side of town. So make sure you guys stay locked in. Make sure you smash that like button. Man, oh man, I appreciate you guys. On top of that, I always come with gifts. Make sure you guys take advantage of our partnership here with SeatGeek. We've partnered with SeatGeek, and we're able to give you guys $20 off your first SeatGeek order, your first SeatGeek order. Not your second, not your third, not your fourth, your first SeatGeek order. Now, if you guys are clever, there's a loophole in there. All you got to do is download the SeatGeek app today, create an account, look for whatever tickets you want to look for, type in that promo code at the top, Chalk It Up Sports, and there you have it, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Baseball season is here. And I know a lot of you guys love going to baseball games, especially in the spring, in the summertime. You know what I mean? Y'all going to be outside. A lot of concerts coming up. That Kendrick and SZA concert coming up, and those tickets are pretty expensive. I'm going to be there. I took advantage of my own promo code. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Get $20 off your first SeatGeek order. And let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Now, we're going to recap our mock draft 4.0. Yesterday we did a collaboration or a collaborative mock draft with our guy Coach Marcus from Pro Fan Talk. I guess you would call that 4.5 because that's not one we did with just you and I. But we did a mock draft yesterday with Coach Marcus. That was a pretty good mock draft. We had fun with that. Maybe we can revisit that too. But I want to revisit our mock draft 4.0. As a quick reminder, we selected James Pierce Jr., Josh Connolly Jr., Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon, Dorian Strong, cornerback out of Virginia Tech, Malachi Morris, safety out of Alabama, Simeon Barrow, D tackle out of Miami, Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame, Holland Pierce, offensive tackle out of Rutgers, and Tyler Batty, edge rusher out of BYU. This is easily probably one of our most successful mock drafts we've ever done in terms of value, in terms of talent. Things of that nature. So we're going to revisit this later on and get more in detail about these players. Last time we spoke about it, we couldn't really peel all the layers back with all the scouting reports, but we're going to have time today. But first, before we do so, I wanted to chop it up with you guys about these rumors. These rumors, man. See, this is the part of the season where, it's just a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of news that I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I do or not. Listen. Look. So apparently rumors are beginning to circulate that Pittsburgh Steelers edge rusher TJ Watt wants out. That's the assumption, that's the rumor. This comes after Watt posted a very cryptic message or a very cryptic picture on his Instagram story. He posted himself giving the peace sign. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that here. Let me see if I can find it because TJ Watt is a phenomenal talent, for one. And for two, I personally just don't believe. I personally have a hard time believing that the Steelers will make him available in any capacity. I'm personally not buying it, but we're going to talk about it because some people at least believe the Philadelphia Eagles are prime candidates to make the move. So this is the image that TJ Watt posted. This is the image he posted. He posted himself giving the peace sign. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. TJ Watt is entering the final year of his deal, the final year of his contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe in 2021, he signed a 4-year deal. I believe he signed a 4-year deal worth a grand total of $121 million. Let me make sure I got that correct here. Yes. So he signed a 4-year, $112 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers let's see here. He signed it in 2021, going into the 2022 season. So he's entering the final year of that contract, the final year of it. So he's looking to get paid. He's looking to get paid. As of right now, he's making an average salary. He's making an average salary of $28 million. Now, I think we all know these edge rushers now, they're not just getting regular edge rusher money. Let's call that what it is right now. These edge rushers aren't getting regular money no more. Guys like Myles Garrett, Danielle Hunter, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, those guys are making significantly more than him. Let's just call it what it is. As of right now, your highest paid edge rushers are as follows. Myles Garrett at $40 million. He just signed that contract. And remember, there were trade rumors circulating about him. Danielle Hunter, $35.6 million. He re-signed with the Houston Texans. Max Crosby, $35.5 million. There were rumors about him as well. He ultimately re-signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. And Nick Bosa, $34 million. Nick Bosa isn't coming off of his best season last year, but he's definitely worth that money. And then you got Joshua Hines Allen out of Jacksonville, making $28.2 million. And again, TJ Watt is making an average salary of $28 million. At the time when he signed it, that was a very lucrative deal. Brian Burns is making $28.2 million. And then TJ Watt is ranked 7th at $28 million. And then you got Montez Sweat at 24.5. So TJ Watt can easily supplant Myles Garrett, can easily supplant Danielle Hunter, easily. Like, I believe TJ Watt is a 4-time first-team All-Pro. I also believe TJ Watt is somebody that's won a Defensive Player of the Year award. So he's a 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, former Defensive Player of the Year in 2021. He's 30 years old, meaning he'll likely be 31 when the season starts. Former first-round pick, drafted 30th overall. Man, oh man. I don't know how that guy fell to the 30th overall pick in the 2017 draft. Nonetheless, this guy has been a perennial Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro. He was second-team All-Pro last year. I'm looking at this guy's sack numbers. He's 8 years into his career, entering year 9, and already has over 100 sacks. He's averaging more than 10 sacks a season on the regular. So just putting that in perspective. Nonetheless, I'm not buying it. We all know, again, when these negotiations come up, when these guys are looking for more money, that's when they start to feign as if they care about winning. That's when they start to feign that they're frustrated with just coming in second, third, or fourth place. It's smokescreen. I'm not buying none of it. They tried it with Myles Garrett, and we took the bait. They tried it with Max Crosby, and we took the bait. We took the bait. Let's call it what it is. Now, some of you, speaking for yourselves, maybe you say to yourself, well, I didn't believe it not one bit. I didn't believe Myles Garrett was an option. I didn't believe Max Crosby was an option. Fair enough. Some people did. I knew deep down in my heart it didn't feel real. But when things get talked about so much, and then when the player goes on a press tour talking about, my legacy is far more important than money. The money is always going to be there. It's time for me to take my legacy to another level. When you pen a personal letter to an organization, to a city, talking about you want to win a Super Bowl, you want to get to the Hall of Fame, and you're requesting a trade. When you put all of that emotion into the ether, when you go on a press run at Super Bowl Media Row, talking to anybody who would listen, claiming you want to go to a winning situation, you want to go to a team that'll allow you to rush just straight up. The Eagles seem like a great destination. When you put all that out there, people start to believe you a little bit. But then when they throw that bag in your face, where they say, hey, listen, we'll pay you $40 million a year. Just sit your ass down. Hey, you want me to jump? How high, player? So I don't blame Myles Garrett for taking the money. Max Crosby, another guy. Now, Max Crosby, he wasn't as flagrant as Myles Garrett was. Max Crosby didn't pen a letter. Max Crosby didn't go on some press tour talking about he wants to get traded. But he did say on his podcast, I'm in conversations, I'm in talks with the organization regarding the future. It's important for me to know what the future holds for this organization, for this team, as it pertains to winning, because I want to win. And if those conversations don't go according to plan, if I don't believe in the vision, then I'm going to have to consider my options. That's basically what Max Crosby said. He didn't jump off a ledge or a cliff like Myles Garrett did. Myles Garrett said everything. It's funny. Max Crosby and Myles Garrett actually said similar things, but here's the difference. Myles Garrett took it even further, penning a personal letter, going on Media Row, talking to everybody, talking about I want to trade and all this kind of stuff. Max Crosby kept it low, kept it player. It ultimately got what he wanted. They both settled for the money, though. That's the bottom line. So why would I look at TJ Watt? Why would I look at TJ Watt like he's any different? One can argue Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, and Max Crosby are the 3 best edge rushers in football. If you want to throw Danielle Hunter in there, sure. But I think the top 3 guys, I think people say without a doubt, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Max Crosby. If you want to throw Micah Parsons in there, sure. I'm not buying none of this. When I saw this come across the wire, I laughed. I got to be honest with you guys. I laughed. And like to the point where I say, you know what? Let me do my due diligence. I have a responsibility to you guys to do my due diligence and read up on things. And I was reading this article, and it was via Newsweek, Newsweek.com, written by Evan Massey, who's a contributing sports writer for Newsweek. And by no way is this an Evan Massey shot at all. He's just reporting what he's hearing. So he ranked the top 5 teams or the top 4 situations that could be in the running to make a play for TJ Watt. He said the Falcons. He says one potential option could be the Falcons, who are looking to make a move back into playoff contention. They could use more pass rushing, and Watt is one of the best in the NFL. Atlanta may not be willing to pay the price to get Watt, but they're a team worth monitoring. Again, he's making projections here. Then he put the Philadelphia Eagles as number 3. He wrote here, earlier in the offseason, the Eagles were viewed as one of the top potential trade destinations for Myles Garrett. We saw how that turned out. While the Cleveland Browns ended up keeping Garrett with a massive contract extension, Philadelphia's interest is noteworthy. If Howie Roseman is seriously interested in pulling off a blockbuster trade for a pass rusher, he would likely be in on Watt as well. The Steelers trading Watt to their in-state rival would be surprising, but can't be written off. And then he put the Carolina Panthers 2, Green Bay Packers 1. You know, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this. Hey, what my man Shannon Sharp would say? That's bull jive. I ain't buying this bull jive at all. I ain't buying this bull jive. I can't take it serious. I can't take it serious. I'm just gonna be honest about that. I just can't take it serious. I'm gonna get to your comments in a second here. You guys. What do you guys think? Are you buying it? Because I'm not. I think this is all smokescreen. The NFL draft. The NFL draft is in about 10 days. About 10 days or so. So I can't buy none of this. I can't. And on top of that, I'm glad my man Sweet Chin Music just brought this up. I'm so glad he just reminded me of this. Trade for TJ Watt, okay, but pay him with what money? Pay him with what money? What money? TJ Watt is looking for $40+ million a season. If Myles Garrett got 40, you think TJ Watt can get 41, 42? And look, he's a wrecking ball. He's a wrecking machine. He's a one-man wrecking crew. He covers a lot of flaws for your defensive line. But the Eagles ain't paying. The Eagles are not trading for and then paying TJ Watt. They're not doing that. It's not realistic. It's not. That move is so irresponsible. And some people would say, hey, well, TJ Watt, he's a generational talent. You know, you make the move for generational talents. Yeah, when it makes sense. When you don't have to leverage your entire future. Let's think about it. How much would TJ Watt even command in terms of trade value? 2 firsts? A first and a second? 2 firsts and a second? If I ever was the Steelers and I was to put TJ Watt on the open market for trade, I'm going to try to fleece whoever. I'm going to do my best to fleece them for at least 2 first-round picks. And the thing is, the guy's 30. Going to be 31 when the season starts. Sorry. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this at all. Not I. And by the way, he's entering the last year of his deal. So I understand TJ Watt looking for a new contract. I completely understand it. He's literally entering the last year of his deal, which one could argue he probably doesn't have any more guaranteed money left. That's typically what it looks like when you enter the last year of your deal. Unless they guaranteed the whole damn contract. Typically, when you're entering the last year of that contract, all the guaranteed money is pretty much gone. Finito. Now, he does have a 30.4 cap hit. He has a $30.4 million cap hit with a base salary of $21 million. Look. He also has a dead cap of $9.3 million. So he's very tradable for the Steelers. He's not impossible to trade in terms of the dead cap hit. It's not impossible for them to trade him, but I don't believe the Philadelphia Eagles are prime candidates for that. They're not. You know who makes moves like this? Franchises who are starving. The Philadelphia Eagles are not a starving franchise. Dumpster fire franchises make moves like this because they need it. They're desperate. Franchises who are struggling to get over the hump, they make moves like this, right? A team like the Green Bay Packers would make this move because they're struggling to get over the hump. The Atlanta Falcons, right? Carolina Panthers, Tennessee Titans. Teams like that would make a move like this. Teams like the Philadelphia Eagles who don't have a problem winning, don't have a problem getting production from the defensive line, Super Bowl champions, they're not desperate to make a move like this. None whatsoever. Kyle Kokorski. I can't even see the Niners making this move because they already have Nick Bosa. I don't see them making this move at all. I don't see it. NFL Reality Check says, I love Watt, truly an amazing talent, but I'm not giving up the farm for a 1-year rental because keeping him long-term isn't an option. Too many young guys coming up to sign. And on top of that, if you do trade for him, you got to pay him. You can't just trade for him and think he's going to sit there. The whole reason he wants to trade, quote unquote, is the fact that he wants to get paid. He's entering the last year of his deal. I get it. Him and Myles Garrett, they're in similar situations. Well, Myles Garrett got his money. He muscled the hell out of Cleveland. Cleveland knew they wanted to keep selling tickets. They knew they couldn't justify trading Myles Garrett in the end. Knowing your city, knowing your organization is going through the Deshaun Watson debacle, you couldn't afford to trade your most popular player. You couldn't afford to. The Cleveland Browns did what the New York Giants was afraid to do. Cleveland Browns said, you know what? We're paying our most popular player. We're already suffering enough with the Deshaun Watson backlash, and that PR is killing us. Pay Miles, keep him here. He'll keep people in the seats. He'll keep the mob away from the building. You know, he'll help us keep the pitchforks and the torches out of the people's hands. Whereas though the Giants, they paid Daniel Jones, decided to move on from Saquon Barkley, franchise tagged him a couple times. Like, it was just a mess. It was a mess. So, yeah. This move makes no sense for the Philadelphia Eagles. KGK says, we're not deprived. Absolutely. Matthew Peter says, a Watt trade would be a small window move, in my opinion. How are we thinking beyond just next year? Exactly. Trading for TJ Watt would be the kind of move you make where you feel like you're one player away and you're just leveraging everything for that year, maybe 2 years. But he only has 1 year left on the deal. So again, that's a move you could probably see Green Bay making. Maybe the Commodores. I mean the Commanders. I mean the Commies. Whatever you want to call them. You know. We'll see. Eddie Holmes says, especially since we have to pay Carter next year. Yes, Jalen Carter coming up next year. Come on, man. Can't play around with this. Howie Roseman has cleared the runway, or is clearing the runway, so he can pay Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is priority number one. I'm telling you guys that right now. I'm sure you already know that, though. Kyle Kokorski says, hey, Tone, are you going to be live streaming the draft? You know it. S. Blunt says, if we had a quarterback on a rookie deal, then sure. You don't trade for a 30-year-old edge rusher. We got Jalen Carter to pay. Perfectly put. Well put. This isn't the kind of deal you make when you got a quarterback making $50+ million. You got a receiver making $32 million. You got another receiver making $25 million. You got a D tackle coming up that's going to get paid north of $35 million. You got two corners. You got two corners coming up. One who's going to get paid north of $25 million. Another one who's in the slot is going to make north of $13 million. Because I believe the Texans just re-signed Jalen Petrie to a 3-year, $39 million deal. That's an average salary of $13 million. He's a slot. And I think another team, let me make sure I got this right here. Another team just re-signed their nickel corner, Kyler Gordon, a slot corner for the Bears, for Chicago. Kyler Gordon just signed. He's the highest paid nickel in football. The highest paid nickel in football. Jalen Petrie was at one point 3 years, $39 million with Houston. Kyler Gordon for the Chicago Bears signed a 3-year, $40 million contract. That's an average salary of what? 14 million? 13.5 million, something like that? 13.2 million? $13.3 million. So if we're thinking about it from that perspective, Cooper DeJean is probably going to command 14, maybe 14.5 when it's time for him to get paid. So Jalen Carter is going to be a priority on this team. He's going to make $35+ million. Quinyon Mitchell likely will make 25+ million. Cooper DeJean is going to make north of $13.5 million at the nickel. You think about it from that perspective, why would the Eagles trade for TJ Watt? They got young players that they love, that they're going to continue to build around. And the misconception is, oh, you need the best players to win it all. No, you need the right players to win it all. You obviously want talented players, but you want the right players. You want things to fit. You want to have the right coaches. You want to execute. You don't need the best player to win the Super Bowl, or all the best players. You don't. That's why I laugh when people call the Eagles a super team, because they didn't consider us. They didn't consider them a super team until they won it all. They didn't. The roster was the same as it was in September that it was in February. It was the same roster, but now with the super team. Some people don't consider A.J. Brown to be the best receiver in football, but guess what? I'll take him over anybody. A lot of people don't consider Jalen Hurts to be a top 3 quarterback in this league. Well, guess what? I'll take him over anybody. A lot of people don't consider Devontae Smith a top 10 receiver in this league. I'll take him over anybody. A lot of people, well, no, we got the best offensive line in football. That goes without saying. A lot of people say the Eagles don't have the best corner in football. Well, I'll take Quinyon over anybody. I'll take Cooper DeJean over anybody. They say we ain't got the best D tackle in football. I'm taking Jalen Carter over anybody. We ain't got the best head coach in football. I'm taking Nick Sirianni over anybody. I'm taking Vic Fangio over anybody. You get what I'm saying? So, look, a TJ Watt move doesn't sound realistic. Doesn't sound realistic at all. My man Alex with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you, big dog. He says best pass rusher, in my opinion. I'd make a move for him over the other edge players rumored, but I don't see Howie making a move, to be honest, especially with who's coming up in contract talks next offseason. Now, to your first point, best pass rusher in your opinion? Hey, you're entitled to your opinion. I feel like it's a give and take. It's nip and tuck between him and Myles Garrett. Hey, listen, pick your weekend, pick your day, pick your flavor. It don't matter. If somebody asks me, hey, who's the best edge rusher, TJ Watt or Myles Garrett? I'm going to say yes. If they say who's the best edge rusher, Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, I'm going to close my eyes and say him. Him, her. Shout out to Franklin off Snowfall. Can't go wrong with either player. Now, you're right, Alex. I don't see Howie making the move either. It's a very reckless move. It's a short-sighted move at that. And you got guys coming up in contract talks. You can't play around with that. Can't play around with that. Thank you for the super chat, Alex. I appreciate it. S. Blunt says, just in, the Eagles just used the top 30 visit on Georgia safety Malachi Starks. You guys, I know some of you guys thought I was crazy, but there is a chance the Eagles trade up to get a safety. I know you guys called me crazy when I said that. We're going to get into that. Let's close out this topic real quick first. So again, TJ Watt trade rumors have surfaced because he posted a cryptic message on his Instagram story. Apparently, he's looking for a very large and very lucrative contract extension. I don't blame him. His peers are making $40 million, $35, $38 plus million. He's making a measly $28 million a season. He wants a pay bump, and he can easily get Myles Garrett money. Myles Garrett and Max Crosby and Danielle Hunter, they've reset the market. So TJ Watt is going to get paid. Now, the Steelers, if they're smart, pay up. He's your best defensive player. He's easily your most popular player right now. Make the move, pay the man. You guys haven't even figured out who your quarterback is going to be. You traded for DK Metcalf. You paid him. Cool. You got George Pickens coming up. And I believe DK Metcalf was your way of hedging your bet when it comes to George Pickens, because George Pickens is a wild card. But nonetheless, I digress. TJ Watt trade rumors, they've surfaced, but I'm not buying them. The Eagles are not prime candidates for this move. It would be a reckless move. It will end it there. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also, you guys, as a friendly reminder, we're going to be doing a giveaway today. Why? We've officially surpassed 8,000 subscribers. Yes, we've done it. We've officially surpassed 8,000 subscribers, you guys. Thank you. So today we're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to be doing a giveaway here. We are going to be giving away some Super Bowl gear. We're going to be giving away some official Super Bowl gear here. Yes, sir. We're going to be giving away 2 Eagles Super Bowl snapbacks. They're official. The team and I, we've ordered them from Fanatics. And we're going to be doing 2 giveaways in celebration of reaching 8,000 subscribers. So all of you guys that are tuned in right now, all of you guys that are locked in right now, you have an opportunity to do so. You have an opportunity to win one of these Super Bowl 59 snapbacks. One is black with the traditional Eagles emblem, and one is green, that midnight, baby. So this is how this is going to work. This is how this is going to work. And Fanny, I'm going to get to your super chat. Don't you worry, sweetheart. I'm going to get to your super chat. I appreciate you. This is how this is going to work. If you guys want to enter for a chance to win these official Super Bowl snapbacks, you have to send me. You have to email me at chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. You have to email me your first name, your last name, your mailing address, and you have to include the code word Mr. 8K, MR-8K. This is how you win. This is how you win. This is how you enter for an opportunity to win. We're giving away 2 of these, 1 and 2. All right? In celebration of us making it to the 8K mark, you have to email me, chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. Email me your first name, your last name, your mailing address, and the code word Mr. 8K. That's MR-8K. You have to type it in just like that to enter. And on top of that, you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, y'all. Hold on. I'm feeling too good. I don't just want to give away 2 hats. You know what else we doing? Y'all? I'm feeling so good. I told y'all, I love my people. You guys take care of me. I take care of you. I'm giving away a medium authentic Jalen Hurts jersey. A woman's. I'm taking care of my ladies too. So we're not just giving away the 2 Super Bowl hats. We're not just doing that. Okay? We showing love. In celebration for passing 8,000 subscribers, we're giving away here an official Jalen Hurts woman's medium. A woman's medium, okay? Now, anybody can win it. Maybe you get it for your daughter. Maybe you get it for your wife. Hey, ladies, maybe you get it for yourself. Maybe you could get it for yourself. Whoever you want to bless this with, I'm going to bless you first. So again, you want a chance to win any of these items. These Super Bowl 59 snapbacks, this official Jalen Hurts woman's medium jersey. You want an opportunity? Email me, chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. And you have to send your first name, your last name, your mailing address, and the code word Mr. 8K. That's MR-8K. All right? It's important you guys follow these directions exactly. It's important. There we go. We already got some people in here. There we go. Okay, they're starting to flood in now. So hopefully you guys take advantage of this. We're going to talk about it again later on in the show. But we're doing a giveaway, man, okay? I want you guys to take advantage of this. Oh, here they are. Ooh, look at y'all. Look at y'all. I love it. I love it. I'm a man of the people. If you guys are familiar with my content, you guys know I've done giveaways in the past. Last off season, we did a lot of giveaways. We did a lot of them. So make sure you guys are on the right side of history here. We do a lot of giveaways here. I wouldn't have gotten to I wouldn't have gotten to 8,000 subscribers without you guys committing. Without you guys being major supporters of this show. It means a lot to me. It goes a long way. This content does not move without the people. This content cannot grow without you guys being active. And you guys have done nothing but support the show, support me. Hit the like button. You guys have subscribed. You guys have commented below. We've argued. We've debated. You know what I mean? We've won a Super Bowl together. Let's just be honest about that first and foremost. We've won a Super Bowl together. You can never forget that. You can never forget that. You feel me? Like real talk. They say when they say teams, you know, when they win the Super Bowl together, that's something they remember for a lifetime. We've done amazing things together, you guys. We've been through the ups, the downs, the trials, the tribulations of this NFL season. And we're Super Bowl champions for it. We're Super Bowl champions. So it's only right that I give back to you guys the way you've given to me. If you want an opportunity if you want an opportunity, email me, chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. Send me your first name, your last name, your mailing address, and the code word Mr. 8K. That's MR-8K. You have to send it just like that. You have to send it just like that. All right? Anybody who emails me gets the opportunity to qualify. All right. We're gonna revisit this later on, you guys. So thank you again for supporting the show. Thank you guys again for supporting the show. Okay, let's see where we are. Let's see where we want to pick up at. You know what? Let's just do a quick update on the top 30 visits because, matter of fact, you know what? Let me get to these super chats first. So, Fanny, the Eagles fan girl, thank you so much, Miss Fanny. I appreciate you for the $20 super chat. She says Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith are already making names for themselves and supplanted their names in that spot. Nolan Smith has already taken on the veteran presence needed. Anyone else is just the added bonus. So TJ Watt is going to be a hard pass for me. Hey, Fanny, I love your mindset. I love your mindset. Continuing to invest in the young guys, allowing them to become the new leaders of this team. Nolan Smith especially, who had an amazing season, led the Eagles defense in the playoffs with 4 sacks. And I mean, they were like real sacks too. Real sacks, not no chump sacks. They were real sacks. So shout out to Nolan Smith, man. And then Jalen Hunt, I believe he got a sack or 2 in the playoffs as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he got a sack in the Super Bowl. So Jalen Hunt is a guy who's going to take that next step next year, we hope. So Fanny, I feel you. TJ Watt is such an overreach. Thank you for the super chat, Fanny. S Blunt, my OG, triple OG. He says congrats on 8K, 10K before the season starts. Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's hit 10K before the season starts. We got what? We got the rest of April, May, June, July, August. We got about 5.5 months or 4.5 months until the season starts. We got about 4.5 to 5 months before the season starts. Can we get the 10K before the season starts? That's a challenge. That's the challenge. Can we get the 10K before the season starts? S Blunt, you put it into the universe, we claiming that. We claiming that. Let's get it popping. And thank you for your support, my man. You supported me for a long time, my man. I really do appreciate you. Really do appreciate you. Green Wingman with the $2 super chat. And also shout out to S Blunt, shout out to Green Wingman, shout out to Fanny, and shout out to Alex for being members. Alex, Fanny, S Blunt, and Green Wingman, they're all members of the channel. I appreciate them for making the constant monthly donation, the monthly investment in my channel. I feel like it's important for me to constantly give you guys content as much as I can every day. If it's clips, if it's lives, if it's collaborations, interviews, shorts, you guys invest. You guys provide a monthly investment to me. I want to make sure I'm constantly putting those daily deposits every day with you guys as much as I can. Green Wingman with the $2 super chat. He says, "In God's glory, congrats on the milestone, Tone." Greeny, thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Wouldn't have gotten here without you. Would not have gotten here without you, brother. Thank you. Would not have gotten here without you. Tiffany Dark Chocolate says, 2-time Super Bowl champs. You know it. You know it. Relative Time Works says, 8K, bro. One great step. Proud of you, my man. Time Works, thank you. You've been supporting me for a long time, Time Works. A long time. You know, you're one of my most reasonable, one of my most rational supporters, man. We may not agree on everything, but you're very respectful, you're very supportive, and I appreciate you for, you know, being a tremendous consumer. You're an awesome consumer. Humble Servant says we are all Super Bowl champions. That's a fact. JC says, go Birds. You already know, Jay. Shout out to JC. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. We just made it to 8K. Let's get it popping. All right, so let's do a quick update on the Philadelphia Eagles top 30 visits. Let's do a quick update. So last time we spoke, the new names were cornerback Jalen Smith out of USC, safety Jalen Reed out of Penn State, and interior defensive lineman TJ Sanders out of South Carolina. Now we have two new updates. We have Tyleik Williams, interior defensive lineman out of Ohio State, and now we have Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia. I told you guys this. There's a chance the Philadelphia Eagles trade up to get a safety. So far, they've brought in two safeties, Jalen Reed out of Ohio State and Jalen Smith. I'm sorry, Jalen Reed out of Ohio State. I'm sorry, Jalen Reed out of Penn State, excuse me. Jalen Reed out of Penn State and Malachi Starks out of Georgia. Malachi Starks is, I think he's the number one safety in his draft. That's what they say. That's what I've read. He's like the cleanest prospect in terms of safeties. Could the Philadelphia Eagles jump up and get Starks? It's possible. It's possible. So far, they're looking at 4 corners in this draft and 2 safeties. So DB is a position that they're paying attention to. DB is definitely a position they're paying attention to. And look, Malachi Starks, tremendous prospect, super talented, super athletic. A guy who's going to start day one. You get a guy like that in the building, you don't play around. You don't play around with a guy like that. You get him in the building, he's starting day one. And then you bring in Tyleik Williams. And we're going to read a little bit more on these guys too, by the way. We're going to read on these guys. But Tyleik Williams, interior defensive lineman, Ohio State. All right, give me one moment here. Make sure I update my list. All right. So it says here, former Georgia safety Malachi Starks is widely regarded as the top safety in the 2025 NFL Draft. Starks was a 5-star recruit and one of the top prospects in the country before arriving at Georgia. Malachi Starks was a 3-year starter for the Bulldogs and served as a stabilizing force in Georgia's secondary. While there are concerns about his athletic testing, Starks is still a stud. The connections between former Georgia players and the Eagles are obvious. Philadelphia's defense is loaded with former Bulldogs and Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, and several others. Starks would fit in seamlessly alongside his former teammates, while also filling a key need in Philadelphia following the departure of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Starks is projected to be selected on day one of the 2025 NFL Draft. Also, Tyleik Williams, interior defensive line, Ohio State. It says former Ohio State defensive lineman Tyleik Williams was an absolute force for the Buckeyes. Despite being 6'3" and 334 pounds, Williams had a ton of tackle production at Ohio State. Williams recorded 99 total tackles over his last 2 seasons as a starter, including 18 tackles for loss. It's uncommon to see an interior defensive lineman with the tackle production that Williams had in college. Yet it's easy to see why Tyleik Williams was such a productive player, as he is explosive and consistently knocked blockers off balance with his initial punch. Following the departure of Milton Williams and Jordan Davis possibly heading into a contract year, Tyleik Williams would serve multiple roles for the Eagles. He has the versatility and size to play multiple positions and would be an immediate impact player in Philadelphia. Williams is projected to be selected on day 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft. All right. So that's your top 30 visits update. Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia, is visiting the Philadelphia Eagles, and Tyleik Williams, interior defensive lineman out of Ohio State, is visiting as well. Now, to give you guys a quick reminder here about all of our top 30 visits, let's bring it up on screen real quick. We have, let's zoom out. As far as our top 30 visits, these are all of our top 30 visits here. We have, on the offensive side of the ball, offensive tackle Jalen Travis out of Iowa State, offensive lineman Marcus Baun out of Purdue, offensive tackle Josh Connolly Jr. out of Oregon, offensive lineman Anthony Belton out of North Carolina State, offensive tackle Charles Grant out of William and Mary, guard Donovan Jackson out of Ohio State, and guard Dylan Fairchild out of Georgia. And they also brought in a running back, Jaden Blue. They brought in running back Jaden Blue as well. In addition, on the defensive side, they brought in 4 cornerbacks, 4 corners. That's Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky, Jacob Parrish out of Kansas State, Trey Amos out of Ole Miss, and Jalen Smith out of USC. They brought in 2 safeties, Jalen Reed out of Penn State, and recently Malachi Starks out of Georgia. They brought in 4 or 5 edge rushers, Elijah Roberts out of SMU, Donovan Izaraku out of Boston College, Tyler Barron out of Miami, Florida, Oluwafemi Oladipo out of UCLA, and Nick Scorton out of Texas A&M. And they brought in 3 D tackles or interior defensive linemen. That's Shamar Turner out of Texas A&M, TJ Sanders out of South Carolina, and Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State. Out of Ohio State. So there you have it, you guys. There you have it. And the reason I have these guys labeled as interior defensive linemen instead of D tackles is because they have position versatility. They can move up and down the interior. They're not just 0 techs or 1 techs or 3 techs. They can play the 3. They can play 3 technique. They can play 5 technique if you really put them out there to get creative. So these guys have position versatility, moving up and down the interior of that defensive line. All right. So these are our top 30 visits as of right now. Okay. Now, let's recap. Let's recap our mock draft 4.0. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Like I said, we just passed 8,000 subscribers. We just passed 8,000 subscribers, you guys. And I'm super proud of that. I'm grateful to all of you guys. And in celebration for passing 8,000 subscribers, we're doing a massive giveaway. We're giving away 3 items. We're giving away 2 Super Bowl 59 Eagle snapbacks. We're giving away these 2 hats. And we're giving away a woman's Jalen Hurts jersey. We're giving away a woman's medium Jalen Hurts jersey. If you want a chance to win, all you got to do here is email me, chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. Email me your first name, your last name, your mailing address, and you have to include the code word Mr. 8K. That's MR-8K. MR-8K. You email that code word with your first name, last name, and your mailing address at chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. You enter for a chance. You enter for an opportunity to win one of those giveaway items. All right. Let's keep the ball rolling here. All right. So let's do a quick recap here. Normally, what I like to do with you guys is I like to remind you guys of all of the mock drafts we've done in the past, just so we can see a difference here. So, just as a quick refresher, as a quick reminder, I want to remind you guys of all of our mock drafts, if you don't mind, and then we're going to recap mock draft 4.0. So, in our first mock draft, in this mock draft, we didn't do any trades. We selected Walter Nolan, D tackle out of Ole Miss. Princely Umanmielen, edge rusher out of Ole Miss. Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. Malachi Moore, safety out of Alabama. Miles Frazier, guard out of LSU. Jamin Dumas-Johnson, linebacker out of Kentucky. Zah Frazier, cornerback out of the University of Texas, San Antonio, UTSA. And Carson Vincent, offensive tackle out of Alabama A&M, HBCU. So this was our first mock draft. This mock draft didn't have any trades in it. If you guys want to screenshot that first mock draft, you can definitely do so. Next up in our mock draft 2.0. This mock draft and all of our mock drafts going forward, we've accepted trades. In mock draft 2.0, we walked away with Nick Emenwari, safety out of South Carolina. We traded up to get him. We got Harold Fannin Jr., tight end out of Bowling Green. Deion Walker, D tackle out of Kentucky. Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Kansas. Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker. Jack Sawyer, edge rusher, Ohio State. And Connor Colby, guard out of Iowa. This is our mock draft 2.0, and we've been using ProFootballNetwork.com to do our mock drafts. ProFootballNetwork.com. This is what we've been using. This is personally one of my favorite mock draft simulators. It's straightforward. It's not overly complicated. They constantly update the algorithm. So, yeah. Let's move on to, and again, you can screenshot that as well. You can screenshot all of these mock drafts if you want. Let's move on to our mock draft 3.0. In our mock draft 3.0, we walked away with Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State. Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. The Eagles did bring him in for a top 30 visit. Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami, Florida. Jalen Reed, safety out of Penn State. They brought him in for a top 30 visit as well. Riley Mills, D tackle out of Notre Dame. Jared Ivey, edge rusher, Ole Miss. Jack Nelson, offensive tackle out of Wisconsin. And we got Cody Simon, linebacker out of Ohio State. And we also walked away with 2 additional draft picks for the 2026 NFL Draft. Baltimore 7th round pick and Minnesota 7th round pick as well in 2026. And now we get to, in my opinion, my best mock draft that I've ever done. Mock draft 4.0. This one, I love this draft. I love this one. I feel like we addressed all of our needs while also getting tremendous value for all the moves we made. This is my favorite mock draft by far. So smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We drafted James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee in the 2nd round. I traded back from pick 32 to pick 38, and I was able to snag James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee. And then Josh Connolly Jr., for some reason, he fell to the 2nd round. I was able to get him, offensive tackle out of Oregon. In the 3rd round, we got Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon as well. Now, there was debates about whether I should select Josh Connolly Jr. or Mason Taylor out of LSU. I ultimately decided to take the offensive lineman because that's on brand for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I feel like that is what the Philadelphia Eagles do well. We invest in the offensive line. We invest in the trenches first, and I did that with the first 2 draft picks, and I gambled, and I felt like I would still be able to get a pretty high-quality tight end in this draft if I waited to the 3rd round. And lo and behold, I passed on Mason Taylor, selected Josh Connolly Jr., and Terrence Ferguson was right there in the 3rd round, and I snagged him. Then in the 4th round, we selected Dorian Strong, cornerback out of Virginia Tech, and we also selected Malachi Moore, safety out of Alabama. I'm really proud of those 2 picks in particular. I feel like we got tremendous value so far in those first 5 picks. Without a shadow of a doubt, we got tremendous value out of those first 5 picks. James Pierce Jr., Josh Connolly Jr., Terrence Ferguson, Dorian Strong, and Malachi Moore. I think all those players have pretty high floors and relatively high ceilings. We also drafted in the 5th round Simeon Barrow, D tackle out of Miami, Florida, and Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame. Jack Kaiser is a player that I'm really, really fascinated by. He's somebody who has tremendous coverage ability at the linebacker position. I mean, very, very quick feet, diagnosis plays and diagnoses route concepts from tight ends and running backs very well, instinctive, tackles well in open space. I like Jack Kaiser a lot. I think this may be the steal of this draft, in my opinion. Jack Kaiser. We also drafted in the 6th round, and we close it off with Holland Pierce, offensive tackle out of Rutgers, somebody whose measurables are insane, somebody that Jeff Stoutland can really get the most out of. And we drafted another edge rusher, Tyler Batty, out of BYU. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles need more bodies on the edge. I know we did bring in 3 edge rushers in free agency. The Eagles brought in Josh Uche, Patrick Johnson, and Azeez Ojulari. I understand they were brought in to add to Nolan Smith, Jalen Hunt, and Bryce Huff. But the reality is we don't know what Bryce Huff's future holds. We just don't know. And we don't know if Josh Uche or Patrick Johnson is going to make this roster. And when it comes to Azeez Ojulari, we don't know if he can stay healthy. We just don't know. What I do know is I know Azeez Ojulari can get to the quarterback. He's proven that regardless of health. But if he can stay healthy, I know he makes this roster. And Uche, I mean, he's had one good year in the NFL. Other than that, he's kind of just been blah. So we don't know what we can get out of him And then Patrick Johnson, he's been on this roster before. He's been, he's been on and off the practice squad. He's gotten a lot of reps for the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't get it twisted, but he was cut for a reason. They decided to bring him back because he's familiar. He knows the building. He's somebody that they know, they trust on some level. So this is their way of trying to secure the floor for that edge rusher room. So I think adding in two rookie edge rushers in that room is going to be phenomenal. James Pierce Jr., high-end player, high floor, high ceiling. Many believe he's the second best pass rusher in this draft behind Abdul Carter. The only reason he's falling in these draft classes is because of off-the-field issues. And many believe if you have the right organization, the right infrastructure to have a guy like that fall in line, he'll be successful. And Tyler Batty, edge rusher, BYU. I mean, I like him. I like that player. I think he can be an unsung pick in this draft as well. All right. Now let's do some more. Let's do our due diligence on these guys, okay? Like we always do. We're going to use my favorite platform, of course, NFLDraftBuzz.com. And we're gonna do some research on these players here. Once again, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. It means a lot, man. We just passed 8,000 subscribers overnight. So I appreciate you guys. Okay. Let me clear my dashboard a little bit. All right. So James Pierce. Let's search our guy here. James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. 6'5", 245. Has 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 38 tackles, 23 solo tackles his previous season. Hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina, with the Tennessee. He's a junior. He has a player rating of 88.3. He's the third-ranked defensive lineman. The third-ranked defensive lineman in this draft class. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. And he ran a 4.47, which is pretty damn good. He's the second-ranked defensive end or edge rusher in his draft class behind Abdul Carter. Again, the only reason guys like Shamar Stewart, Michael Williams, and Nick Scorton, the only reason they're projected to go ahead of him is because of the off-the-field issues. That's it. That's literally it. But James Pierce's measurables. (6'5", 245. The weight, a little light, but he ran a 4.47, which is remarkable, with a 10-yard split of 1.56. His broad jump is remarkable. Has a solid wingspan, decent arm length, an okay vertical, good hands. This guy's a very strong prospect here. The average offensive competition he's faced has an average grade of 81%. He has a 73% tackling grade, a 100% pass rush grade, and a 93% run defense grade. This dude is a freak. This guy has a pass rush grade of 100%. That's nuts. It's nuts, man. He's projected to go in the first round, mid-range. Maybe there's going to be a team who may take a chance on him, though. He may go sooner than what people think, if I'm being honest with you, because these mock drafts got him dropping in the draft. Somebody's going to take a chance on him, but it just can't be any organization. He's played in 32 college games, has logged in 987 college snaps. Now, why is that so low? Let's find out. So Here it is. So Tennessee, he's played in all 13 games each season. 13 games in 2022, 13 games in 2023, and 13 games in 2024. In 2023, he had 10 sacks. 2024, he had 7.5 sacks. The dude can flat out get to the quarterback. He can definitely get to the quarterback. Maybe he was in the heavy rotation. And again, his first year, he really didn't. I don't think he started his first year either. So that's probably what it is. Nonetheless, though, 987 college snaps, played 3 seasons at Tennessee, was a 4-star recruit according to 24/7 Sports and Rivals.com out of high school, and a 3-star according to ESPN out of high school. They compare him to Chop Robinson out of Penn State, Jalen Phillips out of Miami, who plays for the Miami Dolphins right now. As a matter of fact, I think Chop Robinson, doesn't he play for the Miami Dolphins too? Am I off when I say that? Yeah, Chop Robinson plays for the Miami Dolphins as well. Jalen Phillips has played for the Miami Dolphins, and David Ojabo, who plays for the Baltimore Ravens. So he's been compared to some top-notch guys. Let's get to the scouting report. It says here, and give me 1 second, you guys. It says here, James Pierce Jr. profiles as an immediate impact pass rush specialist with the ceiling to develop into a complete 3-down edge defender. His elite get off and bend profile perfectly for today's pass-happy NFL, where his ability to threaten the edge will command attention from day one. Smart defensive coordinators will initially deploy him in obvious pass rushing situations while developing his run defense. Similar to how Brian Burns was used early in his career. The teams that drafts Pierce will be getting a scheme versatile rusher who can excel in both odd and even fronts. His skill set particularly suits aggressive 3-4 schemes where he can be moved around pre-snap and unleashed from wider alignments. That kind of fits what the Eagles do. While he'll need to add functional strength to become a complete edge rusher or edge defender, his current pass rush toolkit and room for physical development make him a potential cornerstone piece for any defense seeking their next alpha rusher. Pro offenses will force Pierce to develop quickly against the run, but his combination of length, explosiveness, and technical refinement suggests he's capable of making the necessary adjustments. His elite athletic traits and proven production against SEC competition point toward a high-ceiling prospect who could emerge as one of the league's premier young pass rushers by his second season. Expect him to make an immediate impact as a designated pass rusher while growing into an every down force as his frame fills out. Now, here's the thing about James Pierce. Because James Pierce is somebody who's talented. Let's not get it twisted. But he's somebody that comes with baggage. He comes with baggage. It says here, James Pierce is facing concerns about his character reports with some NFL scouts and executives, suggesting he has issues that could impact his draft stock. These concerns seem to be focused on his work ethic and attitude, with some NFL executives describing him as lazy and having a lot of attitude issues. Despite these concerns, there are also reports that some teams believe in Pierce's potential and see him as a top 10 pick, comparing him to Von Miller. Look, man, One of the situations he's been a part of is that there's been reports suggesting Pierce has had issues with speeding and driving with a suspended license. That he did get taken care of, by the way. He did get taken care of. The charges were dropped. Now, he did address the issues up front. He said, I'll just keep showing that I'm the best edge and the best defender in this draft. Look, man, when your name's out there with nonsense, it's hard for you to overcome that. Jalen Carter had character issues coming in, and we managed to figure that out. He says here, Pierce says, I'm a great guy. I'm a great teammate, a great player. I'm a people person. I've got a good heart. And the Tennessee head coach said here, and he endorsed him, by the way. He says, James has done a really good job. The football understanding grew really quickly and has continued to grow, developing as a man, as a person. We'll see. We'll definitely see. James Pierce's talent is not a question. His talent is definitely not a question. But the person, will the person be top tier? That's what it's going to come down to. All right, let's move on to our next product. Let's move on to our next prospect here. We got Josh Connolly Jr. I think we've looked into him plenty. We've looked into Josh Connolly Jr. He was brought in for a top 30 visit with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think we're all pretty familiar with him. But just do a quick refresher here. 6'5", 311 pounds. Let's get to his scouting report here. By the way, he was a five-star prospect and a 4-star. The average grade for defenses he's faced is 79%. His pass blocking grade is 90%. His run blocking grade is 77%. He's projected to be an early second-round pick. The scouting report says here, put on the Washington tape and you'll see everything you need to know about Connolly's NFL readiness. Watch him mirror that explosive edge rusher play after play. Staying patient in his set, keeping his shoulder square, and using those quick feet to shut down every counter move thrown his way. This is a day one starter at left tackle who's already showing advanced processing skills that normally take years to develop. The way he IDs stunts, pre-snap, and smoothly passes off rushers tells me the game has slowed down for him mentally. It says here in the deep tackle class, Connolly separates himself by being both floor and ceiling, while other prospects are either polished with limited upside or raw with elite traits. He gives you the best of both worlds. This is a blue chip left tackle prospect with Pro Bowl potential by year 3. The tape, the testing, the trajectory, it all points to a player who should be going by pick 30. Any team running outside zone that passes on him in the first round are going to regret it. So we know a lot about Josh Connolly Jr. already. The Eagles are looking at him. We'll see how things pan out. Pardon me. Okay. Our next prospect here, we have Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon. We actually did a lot of research on Terrence Ferguson already, but let's take it a step further here. Okay, spelled that wrong. Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon. All right. Terrence Ferguson, 6'5", 247, 43 catches, 591 yards, 3 touchdowns last season. He's the 7th ranked tight end, ran a 4.63, has an overall player rating of 83.5. His vertical is remarkable, 39 inches, ran a 4.63 40 with a 1.55 10-yard split. This guy can run, has long arms with the wingspan, can get around with that broad jump, 122 inches. Has to get stronger. That bench press isn't really that impressive. But the height, the 40, the vert, he's an athlete. He's an athlete. The average grade of competition he's faced on defense has a 78%. He has a 118.7 passer rating when targeted by quarterbacks, has a 70% grade for his hands, an 83% grade on his short receiving. His 85 has an 85% grade on his intermediate routes, a 74% grade on his deep threat routes, and a 61% blocking grade. He's projected to go in the 4th round. We drafted him late in the 3rd. Played in 52 college games, logged in over 1,900 college snaps. He's been a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. They compare him to Luke Schoonmaker out of Michigan, who plays for the Cowboys, Theo Johnson out of Penn State, and Jeremy Ruckert out of Ohio State. Says here for the Scout Report summary, Terrence Ferguson currently profiles as a solid day 2 selection in the NFL draft, likely coming off the board in the 2nd or 3rd round. His combination of size, athleticism, and receiving ability make him an intriguing prospect for teams looking to add a versatile tight end to their offense. While Ferguson may not possess the elite traits of a first-round tight end, his well-rounded skill set and production against top competition suggests he can contribute immediately as a rookie. His ability to line up in multiple spots and threaten defenses at all levels of the field will be attractive to offensive coordinators. Ferguson's blocking skills, though not dominant, are sufficient to keep him on the field in most situations. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. Because none of these guys are elite blockers at tight end. None of them. If you want an elite blocking tight end, you're going to draft somebody who can't fucking catch. And that's the reality. That's the reality of that. Can you block enough? And that's what Terrence Ferguson can do. As he continues to develop his strength and technique, he has the potential to become a true 3-down tight end at the next level. With this combination of receiving ability and blocking potential, Terrence Ferguson should find a role quickly in an NFL offense and has the upside to develop into a reliable starter. There we go. I like Terrence Ferguson a lot. I would really like the Philadelphia Eagles to make a play for him if they can. 2 of my favorite tight ends out of this draft are Terrence Ferguson and Gunnar Helm. Those 2 are my favorite. I like them more than Harold Fannin Jr. personally. Harold Fannin is a high volume guy. I'm not saying he's a bad player at all. I think Harold Fannin will be a productive football player in this league, but I'm thinking about somebody who fits the Eagles, who can still be productive without high volume opportunities. That's Gunnar Helm and Terrence Ferguson. And they block better, and they got more size on them. So that's Terrence Ferguson, 6'5", 247. We drafted him in the 3rd round of our mock draft 4.0. Again, if you guys are just joining the live stream, we are recapping our mock draft 4.0. And our mock draft 4.0, we walked away with James Pierce Jr., who we've looked into, Josh Connolly Jr., Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon. And now we're going to look into Dorian Strong. That's Dorian Strong out of Virginia Tech, cornerback. Says here, Dorian Strong, 6'1", 185 pounds, is a senior, had 2 interceptions, 6 pass defense, 32 tackles, 20 solo. Has a player rating of 83.3. He's the 21st ranked DB. That's safeties and corners and nickels included. He ran a 4.5 40. He's considered to be an outside zone corner. Me personally, and he also was invited to the Senior Bowl. He's 23 years old, so he has a lot of experience. Me personally, I love the measurables. He's 6'1", has a decent wingspan, decent hand size, ran an average 40-yard dash, has a 36-inch vertical, which is decent. It's okay. A solid bench press. The broad jump wasn't impressive, but the arm length, the weight, the height, the 40-yard dash, the 10-yard split, all that stuff is reasonable. I can work with all that stuff. especially the length of the player. The average grade of the offenses he's faced has an 80% grade. So he's going up against top tier competition. His passer rating when targeted by quarterbacks is 50.6, which is remarkable. He has a 74% tackling grade, a 67% run defense grade, a 79% coverage grade, a 75% zone grade, and a 77% man press grade. So this guy is well-rounded. He's not really elite at anything yet, hence why he's likely going to be a late day 2, early day 4 pick. I'm sorry, late day 2, early day 3 pick. He's projected to go in the 4th round. That's exactly where we got him at. Again, he's a guy that has tools. He's well-rounded. He has enough clay that you can mold and work with. And again, played in 50 college games, logged in over 2,700 college snaps. He's very experienced. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school, and he likely will be a 4th round pick, late day 2, early day 3 pick. Let's see where we are here. They compare him to Kobe Bryant out of Cincinnati. Kobe Bryant plays for the Seahawks. They compare him to Greg Newsome II out of Northwestern. Greg Newsome plays for the Browns. Greg Newsome is a very solid corner in this league, very solid. And they also compare him to Cam Smith out of South Carolina, who plays for the Miami Dolphins. But yeah, Greg Newsome is a very solid corner in this league. Moving on to Dorian Strong's scouting report summary here. It says Dorian Strong has the makings of a 5th to 6th round selection who could carve out a role as a contributing backup with eventual spot starting potential. His length and disruptive pass technique will intrigue defensive coordinators looking for boundary depth, particularly against bigger receivers where his physicality can neutralize size advantages. What jumps off the tape is how much better Strong plays in zone coverage than man-to-man, which is what the Philadelphia Eagles do very well. He shows natural instincts reading quarterbacks and route combinations rather than just mirroring receivers in isolation. Teams with heavy cover 3 and press zone concepts should target Dorian Strong in the later rounds. The Patriots, Cardinals, and Bills can maximize his skill set by allowing him to use his length and press alignment while giving him zone responsibilities that capitalize on his ball hawking instincts. His clear weakness against the run won't be a deal breaker for teams who can hide that limitation with strong safety support or scheme adjustments. While he won't be a shutdown man corner at the next level, his ball production and zone coverage acumen create value as a developmental prospect. Strong is seen as developing into a reliable depth piece with special teams value immediately, with the potential to compete for rotational snaps by year 2 or 3. His ceiling is capped by his athletic limitations and struggles against the run, but his technical refinement and football intelligence will help him stick on an NFL roster. Strong represents solid value for a day 3 pick, especially if he lands with a defensive staff that understands how to leverage his strengths in coverage while minimizing his exposure in run support situations. This was written by Felix Green, who covers the ACC. All right. Again, like I said, Dorian Strong, likely going to be a day 3 pick. Maybe late day 2 if someone takes a shot on him, but he'll likely be a day 3 pick. The height and the length are there. The physicality is there, but he does have his limitations athletically. He does have his limitations in terms of, foot speed and run defense, and man-to-man, but in zone, he can get busy. He's a ball hawk. He can attack the ball very well. All right. Okay. Moving on from Dorian Strong. We drafted Malachi Moore. Safety out of Alabama. Now, this isn't the first time we've looked at Malachi Moore. We're all pretty familiar with his game. 5'11", 196. I'll skip all the way down to the scouting report summary, because again, we pretty much locked in on this guy already. Says here, put the tape on when it comes to Malachi Moore, and you see a defensive back who processes the game at a high level. The kind of player who could find his role in an NFL defensive sub package from day one. The league's shift toward versatile safeties who can match up in man coverage while still handling deep responsibilities plays right into Moore's skill set, even if he might not be a walk-in starter. What jumps out watching Moore's film is his feel for coverage, the way he baits quarterbacks, his understanding of route combinations, and his ability to close space in zone coverage. Teams running pattern match coverages will appreciate his ability to process information pre-snap and adjust on the fly. His experience in Nick Saban's NFL-style defense means he's already speaking the language of pro football, which should help him contribute early in sub-packages. Looking at the total package, Malachi Moore projects as a valuable depth piece who could develop into a starter by year 3 if he continues to progress. Smart defensive coordinators will find ways to maximize his coverage instincts into specific packages while he develops into a more complete player. While he might not have the elite physical traits some teams covet at safety, his football IQ and coverage ability make him an interesting target for teams looking to add secondary depth on day 3 of the NFL draft. The film shows a player who can carve out a role in the right system, particularly for teams that emphasize coverage versatility and pre-snap complexity in their defensive schemes. And this is written by Wyatt Brooks, who covers the SEC for NFL Draft Buzz. So yeah, again, he's a 4-star recruit coming out of high school all the way around. His grades, he grades very well. 91% tackling grade, 82% run defense grade, 94% coverage grade, 92% zone grade, 89% man press grade. So the reason he falls in the draft is because of the measurables here. Arm length isn't stellar. Hands aren't stellar. The height isn't stellar. The weight and the wingspan are just okay. His 40-yard dash is what helps him stand out, the foot speed. But, we'll see. All right. Moving on from Malachi Moore here. So far, we've addressed James Pierce Jr., Josh Connolly Jr., Terrence Ferguson, tight end, Dorian Strong, cornerback, and Malachi Moore, safety. Let's move on to Simeon Barrow. Simeon Barrow, D tackle. Simeon Barrow, D tackle out of Miami. .6'3", 290, 5.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 30 tackles, 13 solo. Says here he's a 3-tech defensive tackle. He bench pressed 32 reps of 225 pounds. This dude is powerful. He's powerful as fuck. His 40-yard dash is okay. We're in a 4.98. Height is okay. 6'3". Weight is decent, 290. The average rating of the offense he's faced has a 77% grade. His tackling has a 55% grade. His pass rush has a 71% grade, and his run defense has a 79% grade. So this guy is projected to go in the 7th round. We drafted Simeon Barrow in the 5th round. He's projected to go in the 7th. Played 47 college games, logged in over 1,800 snaps. A 3-star athlete coming out of high school. Let's get to his scouting report summary. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Also, if you guys want to check out the content, you can check out the content on Spotify. You can also search us on Apple Podcasts. Spotify and Apple Podcasts is where the show is also available. And also, shout out to you guys who watch the show after the fact. Some of you guys probably can't catch the lives. It's totally okay. I appreciate you guys for doubling back on YouTube and rewatching the clips, rewatching the streams. I really do appreciate that. All right. Simeon Barrow, his scouting report summary. It says here, Barrow enters the NFL as a scheme versatile defensive lineman with immediate value against the run. His natural leverage and hand technique and block recognition will make him a day one contributor in early down situations. While his frame limits him in certain matchups, his ability to penetrate and disrupt blocking schemes transcends his physical measurements. The run defense film paints a much clearer picture than the pass rush tape. When asked to hold his ground and control gaps, Simeon Barrow shines. When tasked with collapsing the pocket, the results vary significantly. His athletic testing hints at pass rush upside that hasn't fully materialized on Saturdays. The special teams impact provides hidden value during his developmental phase, giving defensive coordinators another reason to keep him active on game days while refining his pass rush plan. The gap between his run and pass game effectiveness determines his ultimate ceiling. If he can develop as a pass rusher while maintaining his run-stopping prowess, he'll outperform many defensive linemen selected ahead of him. The old school grit combined with modern positional versatility gives Barrow a foundation to carve out a meaningful NFL career beyond just early down duty. So his potential is there. Run defense is already there. He just has to get stronger as a pass rusher. He's powerful, though. He just has to develop more pass rush moves, has to develop a pass rush plan. But that's Simeon Barrow out of Miami. We drafted Simeon Barrow in the 5th round. D tackle out of Miami. Moving on to our other 5th round pick. This is a player that I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about this player. Jack Kaiser. Jack Kaiser, in my opinion, is a very underrated prospect. Now, granted, not the biggest dude, 6'2", 231, had 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 90 tackles, 55 solo. Went to Notre Dame. He's the 15th ranked linebacker in his draft class, ran a 4.62 40-yard dash, has a player rating of 80.3 out of 100. He's projected as a multi-role linebacker, and he was invited to the Senior Bowl. As far as his measurables, the height, decent, 6'2". His weight and his arm length aren't that impressive at 231 with 30-inch arms. But the wingspan at 75 inches is there. The 40-yard dash is really good. The shuttle time is really good. He has quick feet. He has a very solid vertical at 34.5 inches. Has an average broad jump. Has a spectacular 3-cone drill. His foot speed, his ability to make quick decisions with his feet are remarkable. He repped 225 pounds at 20 reps. So he got some strength on him. But that 3-cone drill, that 40-yard dash, that shuttle time, the wingspan, he plays fast. He's instinctive. The average rating of all offenses he's faced has a 77% grade. His tackling grade is 94%. He tackles tremendously well in space. His pass rush grade is 78%. His run defense grade is 89%, and his coverage grade is 74%. He's projected to go in the 6th round. We got him in the 5th round. He's played in 64 college games and almost 1,800 college snaps. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school, according to ESPN and Rivals.com, and a 4-star recruit, according to 24/7 Sports. Now, moving on to his scouting report summary here. Listen, I really, really like this player, man. I can't wait to talk to you guys about him. I really like this guy. It says the film doesn't lie with Kaiser. What you're getting is a throwback linebacker who excels against the run, but will face challenges in today's pass-happy NFL. His tackling is textbook with minimal misses, and his ability to diagnose blocking schemes jumps off the screen when watching Notre Dame's defense operate. When he fires downhill against the run, you're seeing a linebacker who plays with conviction and purpose that can't be taught. The Wisconsin game in 2021 revealed his ceiling, baiting the quarterback before jumping the route for a pick six, showing flashes of the playmaking that compensates for athletic limitations. Defensive coaches looking for scheme discipline and fundamental soundness will find plenty to love in Kaiser's game. His processing speed creates opportunities that his physical tools might otherwise limit, particularly when attacking gaps against zone run schemes. Despite lacking elite traits, Kaiser brings a lunch pail mentality that translates immediately to special teams while he develops his role in defense. Listen, I know they're saying he does have to work on his coverage, but I think his coverage skills are really good for a linebacker. Plays downhill, very physical, very instinctive dude. Plays the run very well. Makes plays on the football. A very quick decision maker. A disciplined decision maker at that. It says here, what you're ultimately getting with Kaiser is a high floor backup linebacker who brings immediate special teams value with the football IQ to contribute in specific defensive packages. He runs angry through contact despite size limitations and plays with the veteran savvy of someone who's seen every offensive concept. While he won't match up with the league's most dynamic tight ends and backs in coverage, his tackling reliability and run game instincts give him defined value. Kaiser represents the type of football character winning organizations covet in the middle rounds. Someone whose intangibles and understanding of the situation of football elevate the collective standard of your locker room. This is written by Casey Martinez, who covers the FBS. Look, man, I think Jack Kaiser is a little better, is a bit better in coverage than what they're implying here. I love the mentality. I love the fact that this guy does not miss a damn tackle at all. Once he gets his hands on you, he gets you. He's disciplined. I'll put it that way, man. So, again, Jack Kaiser is somebody that I think is going to be an underrated pickup in this draft class. Whoever gets him in the building, I think they're going to love this guy. All right. Next up on our mock draft, we have Holland Pierce. Holland Pierce, offensive tackle out of Rutgers. Holland Pierce. Now, Holland Pierce is a fascinating prospect, very fascinating. I mean, his measurables are just phenomenal. And a lot of you guys told me about him. Holland Pierce, 6'8", 341 pounds. Bruh. 6'8", 341 pounds. From Trenton, New Jersey. So he from around the way. But 6'8", 341, you can't teach that. You can't teach that. He's the 23rd ranked offensive lineman. That includes guards and centers as well. He ran a 5'4", 240-yard dash. He has an average player rating of 82.6. He projects as a left tackle or right tackle. He can do both. He was invited to the Shrine Bowl. Again, the height, spectacular. Weight, spectacular. Arm length and wingspan, spectacular. The 40-yard dash leaves something to be desired, but I'm pretty sure he can lose some of that weight, put on more strength. You know what I mean? Hands are okay. Now, the average rating of defense he's faced has a 76% grade. Grade, and run blocking has an 86% grade. Let me get to this super chat real quick. J62 Moon. But thank you for the super chat, my man. He says, do a collab with Broads Media. That would be fire. You know what? I really like Broads. I love his energy. I love his passion. I think Broads does an amazing job covering all four sports. Broads is a 4-for-4 guy. Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Eagles. You know what I mean? I got a ton of respect for Broads. He does Hunter Brody, I believe, right? Hunter Brody to be exact, but Broads does a phenomenal job. I respect what he does. Maybe I will reach out to him. Maybe I will. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Maybe I will reach out to him. All right. So yeah. Holland Pierce, his measurables are spectacular. The pass blocking and the run blocking is really good. He's projected to go in the 5th round. We got him in the 6th. He's played in 51 college games, logged in over 3,100 college snaps. And here's the thing. about Holland Pierce. This dude used to be 450 pounds. Holland Pierce used to be 450 pounds. That's ridiculous. He lost all that weight. He went to Fort Union Military Academy and began shedding and lost a significant amount of weight. He was nearly 450 pounds and was a walk-on at Rutgers in 2020. This dude is dedicated as hell. For him to go from 450 to 342, went to a military academy, a walk-on Rutgers, and committed himself to transforming his body and becoming one of the best offensive linemen in the Big Ten. That's remarkable. Remarkable. The Scouting Report summary says this: the massive frame and raw power profile suggests immediate utility as a swing tackle with developmental upside. Natural anchor strength and length provide tools to contribute in pass protection, while the mauler mentality translates well to gap power run schemes. However, Holland Pierce's athletic limitations and technical refinement needs indicate a longer runway to starting caliber play. Scheme-specific deployment will be crucial early on, as zone-heavy schemes will expose lateral mobility constraints. Best early fit comes in gap power run schemes where double team effectiveness and down blocking power can be maximized while pass protection technique develops. Pure speed rushes and complex pressure packages present significant challenges that must be addressed through technical development. His natural power and length provide foundation for growth, but mechanical inconsistencies and athletic limitations create a clear ceiling. Ideal fit comes with power running teams featuring veteran offensive linemen and established development, featuring a veteran offensive lineman room and an established developmental track record. So Holland Pierce is a guy. He's a guy that needs to go to a good situation. His measurables are remarkable, but he does need a lot of refinement technique-wise, and he can be a little heavy-footed when dealing with speed rushers. But in my opinion, Holland Pierce is a phenomenal prospect. He's a phenomenal prospect. Again, look at these measurables here: 6'8", 341, arm length, wingspan. This dude is a tackle. He is a tackle. Now, could a team think about moving him on the interior to prevent him from having to deal with too much speed? That remains to be seen. We've never really seen have we? How big was Mekhi Becton? How big was Mekhi Becton? I mean, Mekhi Becton is 6'7", 363. So if Mekhi Becton can play guard, if Jeff Stoutland can coach Mekhi Becton, who's 6'7", 363, into being a guard, he can coach Holland Pierce. He can coach Holland Pierce to being a guard as well. And that would make him a unicorn. That would make him a unicorn. Not many offensive line coaches can get it done. Jeff Stoutland can get it done. And again, you can hide his lateral limitations and protect him from speed rushers if you move him to right guard. That sounds insane if you're talking about any other team than the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Philadelphia Eagles have proven that they can convert any offensive lineman into any position they want, regardless of size, regardless of weight, height, whatever it is. They can make it happen. If Mekhi Becton at 6'7", 360 can play right guard, Holland Pierce 6'8", 341 can play right guard. In Jeff Stoutland we trust. In Jeff Stoutland we trust. All right. We're almost done, you guys. Now we're going to get to our final draft pick. Tyler Batty. We drafted Tyler Batty in the 6th round out of BYU. Tyler Batty, I will admit, Tyler Batty looks like a bro. Tyler Batty looks like a bro, man. He looks like a bro. Bro, where's your surf? Bro, bring the surfboard. I'll bring the keg. You bring the girls, man. You bring the girls. Tyler Batty looks like somebody at a 90210. He, he looks like a Chad, doesn't he? Shout out to Tyler Batty, man. I say it with love, bro. I say it with love. He's a BYU bro. We're the BYU bros. It's all love, man. Shout out to Tyler Batty. So, Tyler Batty, 6'6", 271. I love the height. I love the weight. Only had 1.5 sacks, though, which is interesting. 59 tackles, 33 solo. Says here, Tyler Batty is a versatile defensive lineman, meaning he could play 3 technique probably. He could play 5 technique, can probably do 4-eye. He's 24 years old, though. He's an older player. But the height is strong. The weight is strong. The 40-yard dash, the vertical, the broad jump, the bench press, strong. Wingspan and arm length are decent. 10-yard split, okay, decent. 3-cone, solid. His measurables are decent. He has solid measurables. Solid measurables. The average rating of defense he's faced or offense he's faced has a 77% grade. He has a 78.0 overall rating. He has a 67% tackling grade, a 74% pass rush grade, and a 75% run defense grade. So not stellar at all. He's projected to go in the 7th round. He's played in 52 college games and logged in over 2,300 college snaps. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school, according to ESPN and 24/7 Sports, and a 2-star recruit coming out of Rivals.com. It says here, although he's had a productive college career, but peep this. It says Tyler Batty is a high motor edge defender with 3-down potential. Tyler Batty brings a lunch pail mentality to the trenches. His ability to set a firm edge and stack and shed in the run game will earn him early rotational snaps. In passing situations, Batty's developing a rush arsenal and quick play recognition allow him to be disruptive. Though his lack of elite bend may limit his ceiling as a pure speed rusher. Scheme versatility is Tyler Batty's calling card. He's comfortable playing multiple techniques across the defensive front, like I said, making him valuable both in 4-3 and 3-4 systems. His high-level processing and on-field communication skills suggest he could quickly become a defensive signal caller. However, his frame may be maxed out, potentially limiting his ability to add significant functional strength at the next level. So pretty much what you see is what you get. While far from a blue chip prospect, Tyler Batty's likely floor is of a reliable rotational piece with starter upside. His relentless motor, play strength, and ability to diagnose plays quickly make him a solid day 3 target. Teams looking for a high character, scheme flexible defender who can contribute on special teams will find value in Batty's well-rounded skill set. This was written by Casey Martinez, who covers the FBS. All right. So Tyler Batty, although he's projected to go in the 7th round, we got him in the 6th round. Not a bad prospect at all. Not a bad prospect. 6'6", 271. His measurables are very solid. Doesn't have the most bend. doesn't really rush with speed, but rushes with power, can set the edge, can play up and down the defensive line. He can play the 5 technique, can play 3 technique, can play 4-eye. He can do whatever you need him to do. All right? So that's Tyler Batty and a high character guy. All right. So that was our mock draft 4.0 recap. Once again, you guys can screenshot this if you want. We walked away with James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee, Josh Connolly Jr., offensive tackle out of Oregon, Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon, Dorian Strong, cornerback out of Virginia Tech, Malachi Moore, safety out of Alabama, Simeon Barrow, D tackle out of Miami, Florida, Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame, Holland Pierce, offensive tackle out of Rutgers, and Tyler Batty, edge rusher out of BYU. So in my opinion, this is my best mock draft that we've done all offseason. Like KGK just said, it is going to be a challenge trying to top this. It will be a challenge trying to top this mock draft, but we're going to keep going. We're going to do listen, we got 10 days before the draft. Knowing us, you guys, we may do like 2 or 3 more. Let's be honest about this. We may do 2 or 3 more. And I can't wait to get it done with you guys. Once again, I want to tell you guys how grateful I am for you guys supporting the channel the way you guys have been supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. I'm so grateful for you guys for helping us make it to 8,000 subscribers. I repeat, and I don't say this with any over exaggeration. Because of you guys, we, as a collective here at Chalk It Up Sports, we were able to make it. We were able to make it to over 8,000 subscribers overnight. The channel does not work without you guys being as supportive as you guys have been. And because you guys have been supportive, we're doing a giveaway. We're giving away 3 items. We're giving away an authentic and official Jalen Hurts jersey. A woman's medium, by the way, just to let you guys know. So you can give this to your mom, give it to your sister, give it to your daughter, give it to your lady, you know what I mean? Hey, ladies, if you are in the live stream, you can get it for yourself. This is an official Jalen Hurts jersey, a size medium. A size medium. So you can either bless yourself or bless somebody else that you love, okay? We're giving away this Jalen Hurts jersey, a size medium, woman's. Also, we're going to be giving away 2 authentic. We're giving away 2 authentic Super Bowl 59 snapbacks. 2 of them, baby. We're giving away Super Bowl 59 snapbacks. And we're giving away a Jalen Hurts jersey. So this could be you. Now, this is how you get it. This is how you enter. You have to email me. Email me at chalkitupsports52. That's chalkitupsports52@gmail.com. Email me your first name, your last name, and your mailing address. And you have to include the code word, Mr. 8K. That's MR-8K for an opportunity to win these pretty remarkable items. Again, email me at chalkitupsports52@gmail.com and you enter for a chance to win these Super Bowl 59 snapbacks, 1 in black, 1 in midnight green. And you also enter to win this authentic Jalen Hurts jersey, a woman's medium. A woman's medium. So bless yourself, bless your loved one, bless your daughter, bless your girl, bless your mama, your grandmama, bless yourself, whoever you need to bless. Email me your first name, your last name, your mailing address, and the code word Mr. 8K. That's MR-8K at chalkitupsports52 at gmail.com. Gmail.com. All right. So I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. You guys have been truly, truly phenomenal at supporting this channel. And if you guys are familiar with how we do things here, I've done giveaways before. I did giveaways last year, pretty much all throughout the off season. You know, I've given away hats. I've given away beanies and gloves. I've given away quite a few things, man. I've given away a Jalen Hurts jersey. So I really do appreciate you guys for locking in and supporting the show. I really do. All right. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. And you guys have been tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.